Hey, I'm back and we are still doing 25 days of giving. How's it going? Days 1 through 7 of minimalism. 25 days of giving back within 30 days of minimalism. All right, so let's do a recap. How has days 1 through 7 been for you? So what we're gonna do is just recap and talk about maybe some things in the book from Goodbye Things and some do's and some don'ts. Day 1, we did clothes. That included folded clothes and pants. Day 2 was sweaters and jackets and tops. Day 3, clothing, accessories, hats and scarves. I had a lot of those. Day 4 was shoes. I literally had 2.5 boxes, 2.5 suitcases of shoes that I had to go through. I gave away a good amount. Day 5, jewelry. That was so sad, but I got some good stuff left. Day 6, beauty and hygiene products. Getting better. And day 7, office supplies. Still a work in process as it's going to go into day 7, as it's going to continue on with day 8, 9, and so forth. So, things that I loved listening to Goodbye Things as I was getting rid of things, because sometimes you're in your own mindset and you're like, oh, I should do this, and you're just thinking about you and how you like to get rid of things. So when you're listening to Goodbye Things, when you're getting rid of your things, it's good to listen to someone else's perspective as you're doing it, somebody else talking to you. Have you ever tried to get rid of things, and if you have a friend by and you're like, I'm gonna keep this, and your friend's like, you do not need to keep this. That's kind of how Goodbye Things book was for me. He was like, get rid of it. One of the things that he said that I loved was, when you get rid of things, you gain more than you lose. So many times we think, I'm getting rid of something, I just keep losing, but you're gaining so much more. You're gaining freedom, you're gaining space, you're gaining sometimes the guilt you had on why you kept something that you never really got to. So think about that. You're gaining more than you lose when you're getting rid of things that you absolutely do not need. Okay, what else? Another thing that he said that I loved was, our things are like roommates, except for we pay the rent. So when you have your things, you have to have a big enough space to pay for to keep those things. Think about that. If you're willing to pay rent for the things that you have, are you willing to have a bigger space or acquire a bigger space to have those things? If it's worth it and the answer is yes, then keep it. If it's like, no, I don't want to pay to have these things. You had to pay to buy it, and now you have to pay for enough space to keep it. So thinking about that was really good for me as well. My experience, I did this about 6 months ago, so I didn't get rid of as many things. The first time with clothes, I got rid of about 8 huge trash bags of clothes. This time about 2, and then about 1 of shoes was really good. So 3 bags. I mean, in 6 months I didn't buy so much. So that kind of just tells me either within that time I got better at shopping, as in I didn't buy things I didn't need, or the second time around I was finally ready to let go of those things. So feel free in the comments below, let me know how it's going for you. My encouragement is keep with it. You don't need to be perfect on your first 7 days of trying to be a minimalist. Remember, it's not a race. It's just opening your mind to the things that you need and just keeping those things that are important. And that's about it. If you have any comments or questions or things that have helped you or things that you realized about yourself, go ahead and comment below. We are in this together. It's a full 30-day journey, and those first 25 are giving. I did love the fact that in the giving part, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get rid of this. There was a shirt that I really wanted, but I was like, you know what? So-and-so, one of my other friends would appreciate it a little bit more. So that helped in the 25 days of giving, thinking more about specifically who you would give it to. If you had to choose between you keeping it or them, it helps you in giving it away, because you have somebody actually in mind instead of just thinking, I'm gonna give it to Goodwill. You actually have a person in mind, and that's really helpful. Do make time. If you only make time about 30 minutes to get this done, you're just gonna rush. You're gonna keep more than you need. So I always allocated for each day about an hour and a half at the minimum. Sometimes I spent 2.5 hours because I was like, are you really getting rid of your things? Are you really doing it? So I would, at the minimum, give yourself about an hour and a half each day. That's about how long you should give yourself when you work out and things like that, right? So give yourself that time. I had more time on the weekend, so I started already working on a half a day before. So if you have to do that, there's no real rules. It's just helping you and being a guideline and getting things done. So thank you for all that are continuing on this with me. Until the next 7 days of getting rid of our stuff. Goodbye things. 25 days of giving peace, love, and balance. let's do this. I'm really nervous because papers are going to be involved. And I have a lot of papers. I have a lot of stuff.